Here we are with the Aprilia 160 BS6. This is a 2020 variant, and I'm sure the bike looks amazing overall. This is one of the best performance scooters you can get in the Indian market for this price range. So let's get right into the review. So here we are on board on the Aprilia SR 160, they call it, because this is a BS6 variant, and right now they have more displacement in terms of the figures that they've shown on the stickering, but they are still powered by the same 155cc engine. And if you really look at the dash over here, it has those side view mirrors that are not really helpful because they only show you your shoulder, and they also have basic pass lights, indicator, turn lights, and they have horn, ignition switch, and things like that, right? So let us quickly jump into the instrument cluster. Over here you can basically see the engine check light, and you can see the indicators, and you can basically see this vehicle is actually being powered by an ABS, right? So it has a single channel ABS. Front is it has a disc, and back it has a drum brake setup. And this is a very basic cluster. It has digital fuel gauge, odometer, and it has an analog speedometer, right? So let us get right into how this motorcycle actually rides, because that is what is more important for us, right? So here we go. So right away, one thing you will definitely love in this motorcycle is the initial acceleration. Initial acceleration is like a charm on this moped, because man, you know what, if you really compare it to other mopeds like the Access over there right in front of me, or the Activa, or the Jupiter, or Vigo, whatever moped you can actually compare it to, but this has amazing torque, amazing initial pickup, man, and that is what you want in a city, right? You don't actually want it to be a mid-end and top-end monster, because you won't anyway use it in the city as much. But what you want in city is actually the initials, right? And that this Aprilia offers, right? That very good initial pickup. And one con you can say is that it has stiff suspension setup. At the same time, it is an advantage, because at high speeds you don't want suspension to keep moving around, because it actually doesn't give you that the confidence. It doesn't inspire confidence if it is always, the suspension is always moving. At high speeds like this, where I'm taking right now at around 70 I am, and if you really look at it, right, it also hitting 80 right now, but if you really look at it, right, it's so confidence inspiring. The braking is top notch, and that is what you want, right? You can go for an Activa, or you can go for Access or a Jupiter or whatever vehicle, but man, you know what, no braking is as good as what we have on the Aprilia, because so much power to offer, man, that is awesome, right? The mid end and top end are not necessarily great, but the initial pickup is just awesome, right? So I'm just going through this road, because it is an empty road over here in RR Nagar, so you can easily go up to 80, and let us brake, and just awesome. It just chops right there, right? And I will take you through some bad patches of roads so that you can really feel how good the suspension setup is. Right now though, two things that I love about this motorcycle is the initial pickup, and second one is basically how it brakes. It just brakes like a charm, right? This is Shanmuga Temple, that they call, and here it is a good off-road patch. Let us see if it really has that off-road capabilities. Alright, so here we are on that off-road that I was talking about. Oh man, but you can feel every stone, every bad road, but man, you know what, it is handling it really well comparatively, right? I didn't expect it to handle so well, but it is really taking all these beatings in a nice way, right? This road actually connects to Jayanagar, right? And actually, you know what, you can feel everything, no doubt about that. But if you are really, wanting to take it off-road, you still can do it, It is a capable moped that can go everywhere. This off-road stretch, man, you know what, this is like no road stretch kind of thing. But man, it serves the purpose, that is what you want. And if you really look at it, even when there is okay, so here we are back on the off-road stretch, and still it performs like charm. But since the suspension setup is too stiff, it keeps throwing you around. That is the only disadvantage. You have to keep it slow during this time, so that, no doubt about that. That is how good this motorcycle suspension setup is. It may be on the harder side, but it never lets you down on off-road patches also, right? So let us quickly go into this road. We'll just get into normal roads, normal patchy roads, because that is when you will actually experience how it is riding in city. Because you won't generally take your moped into patches like that. But when you can take it off-road, that is what it tells you in that part of the video, right? So here we are taking a right, and there are some bad stretches, patchy roads, not bad stretches. So in this patchy roads, right? Yeah, it is good, man. It is good in patchy roads, no doubt about that, right? And oh wow, okay. You can feel everything, no doubt about that. If you're a person who doesn't who doesn't like uncomfortable riding, probably this suspension setup is not for you, because man, it is going to throw you around, and especially on Bangalore roads where you have craters like in the moon. You definitely don't want to actually take it through these kind of roads, because man, you will feel nightmares. You will feel like as if you're riding on moon. That is how it feels. But overall, suspension setup is great also, no doubt about that. And now I'm liking few things out of this motorcycle, right? First is the initial acceleration, second is the braking, and the third is basically these tires, they run on MRS, but still they inspire a good amount of confidence. Handling is okay, it is not the best handling, but suspension setup, if you're taking it on the highway or if you're taking it on nice outer ring roads, man, you will definitely love this, because it is so confidence inspiring. But really, right, with 6.5 liters, like a 6.5 liter fuel tank, and with my friend Narahari, he said this offers around 27 to 28 kilometer mileage, right? Couple it with a 6.5 liter tank, you get easily above around 150 to 170 kilometer range, and for a city moped, that is what you want, right? If you really look at it, right, there are other mopeds also, like the Access and the Suzuki Access and the Suzuki, I don't know, there are a ton of motorcycles like the Activa and the Vigo, the Jupiter and things like that, and they're good for carrying luggage, and they're more practical when it comes to the Indian culture, because your mom's going to send you luggage, your grandma's going to send you luggage, and you can easily carry it in moped like the Jupiter or the Access or the Activa, right? But this may not be for that. But if you are someone who can say, hey, you know what, I can take manageable luggage as well, as I can, if you are like a person who can manage all those things, wearing a bag on your shoulder and keeping some amount of luggage over here, and if you are like, hey, you know what, I can take it, man. If you are thinking like that, this is the right motorcycle for you. So here we are, we can definitely see the storage space over here, enough to store a half face helmet, and you can also store some cloth, and you can also store few things under the helmet also. It's more like a life hack. And here is the petrol tank, the 6.5 liter petrol tank that you can access out of here, and I guess this is for the battery. And you also get the best part is you also get a mobile charging unit in the BS6 unit, and that is the best part over here. And here you generally get a toolkit, which is not here right now, but man, if you really look at the plastic quality, it looks good, and that is what I had to show. And this is the air filter box over here. You can actually add an aftermarket air filter, which is a K&N or a BMC. BMC is a perfect fit for this, which you can add. And this is the beautiful monoshocks that comes over here, and the alloy wheels over there is just awesome. And over there front you can see the the discs, the round discs, the 3.5mm disc coupled with the bi-brake master cylinder and the Gabriel shocks. Overall, this is a complete moped, right? If you are someone who's looking for thrill, Man, this is a must go motorcycle.